Awareness by Anthony DeMello. Neither is renunciation the solution. Anytime you're practicing renunciation, you're deluded. How about that? You're deluded. What are you renouncing? Anytime you renounce something, you're tied forever to the thing you renounce. There's a guru in India who says, every time a prostitute comes to me, she's talking about nothing but God. She says, I'm sick of this life that I'm living. I want God. But every time a priest comes to me, he's talking about nothing but sex. Very well. When you renounce something, you're stuck to it forever. When you fight something, you're tied to it forever. As long as you're fighting it, you are giving it power. You give it as much power as you are using to fight it. This includes communism and everything else. So you must receive your demons, because when you fight them, you empower them. Has nobody ever told you this? When you renounce something, you're tied to it. The only way to get out of this is to see through it. Don't renounce it. See through it. Understand its true value, and you won't need to renounce it. It will just drop from your hands. But of course, if you don't see that, if you're hypnotized into thinking that you won't be happy without this, that, or the other thing, you're stuck. What you need to do for you is not what so-called spirituality attempts to do, namely, to get you to make sacrifices, to renounce things. That's useless. You're still asleep. What you need to do is to help you understand. If you understood, you'd simply drop the desire for it. This is another way of saying, if you woke up, you'd simply drop the desire for it. Well, there you have it. What's this all about? Well, think about what you want to give up. You want to give up junk food? You say, I'm not going to have junk food anymore. Okay, so then you're thinking about the junk food. Someone shows you junk food. No, I'm going to resist. I don't want to eat it. But that's because you think that the mouth pleasure you receive by eating the junk food is going to make you happy. But it's not. You'll feel a little pleasure for a little while, but it's not going to make you happy, especially if you're overweight or if you're lethargic or something like that, because you're instantly going to regret eating the junk food. This is why fat people have so much difficulty losing weight. They're trying to use their willpower. But what Anthony DeMello is saying is understanding. If you understand that the true value of the junk food, there is no true value of the junk food. You've been hypnotized by the junk food. It's addicting. Nothing is more addictive than sugar. That's how humans evolved. Early humans, like most animals, spent most of their time hungry and looking for food. And there was never anything in nature that was so calorie dense as refined sugar. Sure, there's a lot of calories in fat, but back then even animals had very little fat because they were in the wild. Like a moose or something today doesn't have a lot of fat. This is what rabbit starvation is all about. Rabbit starvation is what happens if you're out in the wilderness and you're trying to survive on eating trout or rabbits. They don't have enough fat. there's lots of protein and there's all kinds of vitamins and minerals and stuff. But you also need fat and you need carbohydrates. So there's not enough fat in fish. Trout, certain fish have fat, but things like trout and rabbits, people actually eat this and can starve to death. And that's why, people who live on this sort of stuff eat the brains, eat the eyeballs, eat the disgusting parts of the fish or the rabbits that most of us wouldn't want to eat. So if you understand that there really is no value in this, then you have a better chance of getting away from it and taking the power away from it. Now, of course, an addiction is kind of like a trap. It's like an illness almost. If you're addicted to something, it's very difficult to just rationalize and know that it's not good for you. You're going to have to battle it because your body has adjusted whereby your body wants this thing. It's beyond your conscious control. So you're going to suffer. You're going to suffer a lot until you break the habit. So the best thing to do is not form bad habits to begin with. And you can do this through understanding. Don't get addicted to things like junk food and cigarettes and drugs and anything else that's addictive, alcohol, coffee. If you don't get addicted to these things by understanding that they really don't have much value. Now, coffee, I believe coffee has great value. Caffeine, sure, it's a drug. But when you consider these other drugs, I think caffeine and coffee are pretty low on the list. Sugar is the most addictive substance known to man, more so than things like cocaine and heroin. It's very hard to break a sugar addiction, but it can be done. But if you're addicted to sugar like I am, addicted to coffee, it's very tough. But that's it. What about things like procrastination? If you're going to try to force yourself, I'm not going to procrastinate. It's like leaning on a horse. The harder you lean onto the horse, the harder the horse is going to lean on you. But trying to move away from avoiding procrastination or avoiding being lazy or avoiding being in bad shape, try to move more towards the positive. Understand the benefits of eating right and the benefits of trying to get some sleep and the benefits of exercising and the benefits of managing your time. Things like that, rather than trying to avoid the opposite. And he says, through understanding, you should drop the desire. Yes, I agree. Through understanding, you can drop the desire, but it's also going to take a lot of hard work, especially if you're addicted. If you're addicted to certain things, the first step is understanding, and instead of trying to renunciate or sacrifice yourself or give up, that's what renunciation is. You're giving up something. Instead of giving up something, it's best to replace it with something better. Try to replace it with something better. Try to replace the procrastination with the satisfaction of getting stuff done. The satisfaction of getting through that book you want to read. The satisfaction of making the dress you want to make, or the satisfaction of getting through your workout. Every time you get through your workout, you should ask yourself, are you glad you did it? Are you happy you did it? You'll be proud of yourself. So when you think and use your reason and your understanding, and you know that you're going to feel so much better when it's done, then that can help pull you in the right direction. But beating yourself up and trying to sacrifice the procrastination, it's very difficult to change. Human beings really resist change. Trying to improve your life, trying to do things better is very hard. But if you understand that you're going to fail, you're going to fall down 7 times, you have to get up 7 times. Understand that your body's going to resist when you're trying a new habit, a habit of getting in shape, habit of, breaking bad habits. You're going to resist that, and you're going to fail. But if you understand that, you're not going to beat yourself up too much when you actually do fail. So, renunciation and sacrifice, things like that, he says, are going to keep you stuck. If you're in a bad relationship, you say, oh, I'm going to leave this bad relationship. I renounce it. I sacrifice it. Then you leave, and then you're thinking about that person. But if you understand that this person is not good for me, this person, we're not happy together. Now, you're never going to be happy with another person. You're always going to be, you get bored. You're going to be annoyed. Your misconceptions, your preconceptions, the person's not going to live up to your original vision of this person. Because when you meet the person, you're probably going to see this person only as all good. And slowly, certain things are going to annoy you about that person, and you're going to see the bad qualities of the person as well. And you're going to feel disappointed and let down and things like that. But life's not all about just being happy all the time. It's about understanding and, realizing most of life is not happy. Happiness is like the seasoning of life. You get happy from time to time. I mean, if all you did all day was just eat cotton candy and watch cartoons, you're not going to be happy doing that for long. These are supposed to be little treats. And that's how your body rewards you with a dose of happiness here and there. You're not just going to be happy all the time. You get bored with that. You can't just sit around stimulating yourself. This is a trap that a lot of people have fallen into in modern times. We live in a society where our phones are constantly showing us interesting memes and little funny things and games, and this is all distraction. It's not good. Too much of that is just going to waste all your time. Anyway, that's basically what he's saying in this chapter. And there's a lot more to go. We'll see what he has to say about other things. Anyway, that's it for today. So, who loves you, baby? This guy. Don't forget. Any questions, any comments, anything you'd like to add down below, please. Until next time, remember, you're somebody's favorite person out there, maybe mine, and try to stay positive. A lot of us are going through tough and difficult times, and it's very easy to get bogged down and sad about that sort of thing. I'm taking some time off work right now, which is good. I can try to get some happiness back in my life if possible. But we'll try to stay positive. We'll try to understand that one of these days things will be better, hopefully sooner rather than later. And we'll look forward to a better future. Anyway, love you. And take care.